Morning guys, it's Jeff with HKS Systems Lock Safe. We're just showing you a couple of the specialized drill bits that we use for safe drilling. These safes are all coming in different diameters and sizes, lengths or diameter, but I'm just going to show you what each of them would be used for. Sometimes with the safes there's specific things that we have to drill through, and some drill bits will go through them, others won't. It just basically comes down to hardness of the material. You always need something harder to cut something. So if you have something that's on a scale hardness of say 5, you need something above a 5 hardness to cut it. Makes common sense to most people, but sometimes you'll see technicians in the field spend an hour drilling a safe that will take you 5 minutes if you just had a harder bit. So it's one of those things, live and learn. Once you know what you're doing, it's much easier in life. So the first one we're going to do is just going to be your regular high-speed steel. That's the one all the way on the left. It's pretty much a tool steel, a nice bit, resharpened many times, and you could just buy it and it lasts a pretty long time as long as you take care of it. If they heat up and you resharpen it, sometimes it'll ruin some of the hardness, but that's used on just most soft metals, aluminum, things like that. You can drill stainless steel with it as well if you know what you're doing. The next bit we use almost exclusively for all our safe drilling, and that's the carbide tipped bit. So you can see there's carbide actually brazed right onto the end of it. Carbide is very hard. It's just below diamond as far as hardness. So that's really a very simple little drill bit to get almost through anything that we run into typically. That's just a 1/4 inch one here for diameter, and then I just got a big brother for comparison, which is a 1/2 inch one. Pretty expensive. They're probably about 13 to 15 bucks a drill bit, unless you get them wholesale. But honestly, I've had this 1/2 inchers. I got a bag of 6 of them. I've never used them in 25 years, but you never know. Sometimes you may need them, and if you don't have them, you're in trouble. So the next specialized bit we have is the hole saw system, which is used to gain entry into some of the electronic locks. That sometimes there's an easier bypass as opposed to trying to drill and remove, certain parts of the lock. Sometimes it's easier just to drill into the case. It's actually just a hollowed tube that's sharpened, and it allows you to get into the case and either grab wires to electrify the lock body or to do another kind of bypass depending on what it is. The bit next to that, sort of an oddball. Some of the safes that we drill, the high security safes, actually have ball bearings in them. If you ever tried to drill a ball bearing, you will pull your hair out. It's really difficult. Ball bearings are very hard, and they always make your drill bit slide off just like they're designed to do. So they'll always go left or right, up or down, and you can't really always drill it because it makes it slip around, and you'll crack bits, you'll snap them off. So one of the strong arm industries made this. It's called a ball buster. So what it is basically rounded. It's sort of an end mill. So if you run into ball bearing plate, you stick either wooden dowels down there, or some people use epoxy to lock the balls in place so they don't chatter and move around on you, and then this will actually just cut through them just like a end mill would. It's really not a bit necessarily, it's just more so used to cut the hole in the ball bearing, and that allows you then to gain entry into the lock where you need to be. The last one is probably one of the most important ones for safes, especially if you do high security stuff. It's the diamond tipped bit. Very expensive. I mean, this bit alone is 35-40 bucks for this one. So they are diamond impregnated. It's basically like a hole saw, but it's diamond impregnated. The blue stuff you see in there is actually a lubricant that allows the safe bit to either to both lubricate and keep the debris out, and to keep it a little cooler. It's sort of a wax paste. If you have never cut or used drill paste for drilling, I'd suggest giving it a try. It actually does help quite a bit if you keep the drill bits in some kind of a state of coolness, and you need to know how fast or how slow you got to drill, as well as pressure. It'll make a big difference on drilling stuff. Sometimes it'll take you a real long time to drill through plates. Sometimes we're talking 6 to 8 inches we have to drill into something with a 1/4 inch bit. And if you know what the material is, you could guess it by what kind of drill bit you're going to use. So you don't necessarily want to use too weak of a bit, have it break off halfway down, and then you're stuck trying to get a drill bit out of a hole that's 6 inches deep and you only have a 1/4 inch hole in there. So sometimes the diameter is nice to keep higher. I use 3/16 on almost everything, which is thinner than this, but sometimes I will do the 1/4 inch because there is more ability to have less issues if you break off a drill bit. 3/16, smaller diameter, breaks easier. A little bit thicker, so a little bit hardier, won't break off in the hole, and then you don't have a problem, because when you're drilling safes, when you drill a hole, that's your only chance. You got to drill it right the first time, otherwise you're in a world of hurt and you're going to have to spend hours digging it out or making the hole bigger, which is what some people you'll see. They'll break off a small bit, go to a bigger bit, bigger bit, bigger bit. If you would just do it right, sometimes bite the bullet, go with the bigger diameter. It's a safer bet, and it allows you so you don't crack any bits off in the hole and get stuck in a position of having to do something drastic. So anyways, that is the safe bit showdown. If you would like to get any information on safe opening or safe repairs, please give us a call. That's our specialty. We're in the Northern Illinois area, McHenry County. We do 20-mile zone typically, but we'll go further if people are willing to pay. HKS Systems, 847-204-7046. Thank you.